Hi there and welcome back, guys, fellow
What is
thinkers.
it?
We're here in the rest of the Crucible Knight's Keep after it got destroyed by the Forge Knights that they foolishly released. Well, we've put an end to this, and now, thanks to our help, we're getting invited to the Animancy hearings. Finally. Finally.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
And that bear found some honey, I think. Yeah, sometimes the wayfinding, the pathfinding is a little bit off. But that's okay. It's not that bad. So, now we should really talk to our very, very old friend. Not that she's that long a friend, but she's very, very old, Lady Webb. For a little strategy discussion. About what we're going to do. We're going to support Animancy just because we think it should still be able to find a cure, and only with understanding Animancy we can disable all of the old machines there. But Animancy in these machines must be stopped. And Animancy as a form of therapy is of course also good, and good for the individual as well. Now, let's see. Let's see where this goes. There's only one thing that is sure: the Dozens and House Dominel hate us now. And we could now probably go to the archives of the city and help Adair there, but after the disaster, the not finding anything with Sagani, I think we'll just concentrate on our guys here.
How fares your search?
Well, if I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told me something about Theos.
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming, but he was all I ever wanted.
Alright, so you're a lover of that strange criminal called Theos. You're talking about
We
Theos.
made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
Well, loves fools, but it didn't last.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder.
Maybe she's still of some use to Theos.
I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts.
Indeed.
And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
Alright, now let's get back to business. I want to discuss the Animancy hearings at the palace. That was a cute little story, but I still doubt she has told us everything. She has to be of some use for Theos, or he wouldn't leave her alive.
What of them?
Knights of the Crucible have accepted me into their delegation.
Avar Wolfgren looks to the Crucible Knights as a voice of reason and order. Speaking from their section should lend you credibility with him. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
All right.
Yes?
Then farewell. Aha, at the edge of all known things completed. Yeah, let's look at that. That was a really good quest, a really great quest. The famous and wealthy Rautai scholar Amaya has been compiling a massive codex of Aora's varied legends over her long life. Pulling from Amaya's sources as well as from Edia, Old Valia, the Iximital Plains and Nazitak, the work is truly gargantuan, spanning thousands of pages. While she has had scribes busy for the last 2 decades copying her current body of work, a few folk tales have remained out of her reach. She has attempted to contact the elder Glenfellan of the White That Wends, arrange a special meeting with the Edir in Skuthrua, and sit among the most revered Raya of Erglanfath. In all attempts she has been unsuccessful due to various threats that stand in her way. These last subjects will be the final chapters of her life's work, and she's seeking experienced adventurers to assist her. And we have sent Kana there, because that's Rautai and that's about writing, so it's just sounded it would be the good fit for him. It took Kana more than 3 attempts to contact the Glenfellan of the White That Wends without being attacked. When Amaya was finally able to speak with the elders, she wrote down their stories about where the Glenfellan had come from, how they had arrived at the bottom of the world so long ago. Getting access to the sacred Adra sepulchre, the Edir emperors, the In Sekrua, involved more than a little trickery, even though Amaya was only able to speak with the spirits of the dead emperors for a few minutes. It was enough to complete that portion of her research. The wise ones of Erglanfath, the Riao, entertained Amaya's requests, but they questioned her for days to ensure that she would not share their sacred secrets, nor portray their people in a bad light. The Riao passed on their stories of the early days of Erglanfath, how they had arrived there, and how they had received their instructions to guard the Ingwithan ruins for all time. Satisfied that her research was complete, Amaya returned to Rautai to pen her final chapters and have them copied by her scribes. Though it will be several years until any complete copies emerge, she gifted Kana a condensed codex of her essential work, including a large number of spells that had been enchanted into the last few pages. Aha! Amaya's codex is a pet now. 1 grand, 1 major item, money, and that thing here. Calling the world's maw. Oh, this is really the essential phantom too. And there's charges remaining. Interesting. This massive book contains an abridged version of the Rautai scholar Amaya's life's work. It will be several years until Amaya's full text is published. She gave you this gift for assisting her in collecting a few pieces of information from hard-to-reach places. That was truly very good. But now, the Animancy hearings.
Yes?
I think we are still holding well. How is... Yeah, it should be going good. Even if Quarrel is somehow wounded.
As you wish.
But we're in Brackenbury right now. We could get a rest, and as this doesn't seem time critical now, yeah, we should really get that rest. We should really do that. It's night too, come on. There will probably be some more assassins waiting for us from one or the other faction, I'm sure. But I love these little quests you can let the companions do. It's really a good twist. That you can like stall the companions.
Hail, traveler.
Let's see your rooms. We would like a noble stay. We would like the intellect for our hearings. So let's go to the first fires at once. And we will walk around here because this is quicker. Let's go to first fires. And I'm totally paranoid about more assassins waiting for us. Maybe we should visit House Dominel personally again. Maybe we can kill the house then? All people in the house? We should be close to be potent enough for that. Disaster at the first fire's keep. The witnesses suggest that unknown experiments involving the art of animancy have resulted in numerous deaths. Yeah, a good omen for the Animancy hearings, isn't this? Totally. This will be pretty hard, especially because no conversationalists at all. Well, let's go to the hearings and see what these people are talking about. Probably of things they don't understand, as politicians often do and also have to do. Place has been reserved for you on the balcony, Kevava Forgedorn. Go to the upper floor. This would be here, probably, would it be? No. And we're leaving again. Yeah, we're not interested in this at all, after all the hassle we've gone through. All right, all right. Let's talk to that guy. Maybe he may help us. Can you help us? Upper floor. Where is that upper floor you're talking about? Ah, here. Alright. Go over there. Received word from Commander Cliver that you would be attending Kevauer Forge Dawn. Balcony has been opened for you. Let's do this. Duke Eva Wolfgren. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominel, casual watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
Oh God, when I hear that.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Oh man, now that's the real thing he's citing there. Cadman Azo's disaster.
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud. And while the experiment failed, his work...
His work was sabotaged, actually.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children!
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Huh. He is accountable. But he was manipulated too. Yeah, we have to support Animancy because it's the hope. So this was a responsible scientist who was manipulated.
Horseshit! These Animancers can't be trusted! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill! Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia! You turn a blind eye and look what happens!
Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of Animancy, but an ancient device in Ter Nuneth.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Well, my word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Ter Nuneth houses an Engwithel machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of Animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Well. I have reason to believe there were others at the tower who might have done this.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point! Everywhere there's Animancers, there's disaster! We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge! It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it!
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
That's no proof.
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's Animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
Well, I can. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Widewind's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Cardmenazo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. The muttering expands into a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Air Glanfath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls in towns like Gilded Whale and Durford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
What? She's from the... Aha. Now we're going to be diplomatic there. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from a knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Go for honest 3. Go for rationality. Yeah, let's unite the people. Oh God. These are all madmen. So we have to unite them under the reason. We need to do this diplomatically. We all want the same thing here. We want Widewind's legacy to end. If we work together instead of arguing, we can stop the people who are doing this. The freaking Leaden Key.
No self-respecting member of the Dozens is gonna let these Animancers keep casting their black magics in the same districts where there's children being born!
I need to get over that. Animancers have nothing to do with this. The leaden key is your enemy.
I think I can tell my friends from my enemies on my own. You better watch which side you fall on.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
Well, did the Knights of the Crucible help? No. Not really, not at all. I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could. But that doesn't sound that good, right? But we don't want the Knights of the Crucible to get the dips for that, so...
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenberry Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Well... let them do this at peace. But... we need them restricted and controlled, of course. Don't want forge armors running around. The Animancers of Durwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest. I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into. The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement. Ramir D. Barash, representing the interests of Animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
It occurs to me now that my concerns about Animancy may not outweigh its value.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
All right. That was unexpected.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
There was chaos and chaos. The dungeons are completed. The words, "Shall I end it for you?" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit, high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them clustered around the wide circular pit, carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking a great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet, for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. This was probably our old self, maybe? You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside, alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Thayer's is gone. To one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor. Still. Well, thank you for watching. Next time we will probably fight our way to Lady Webb and try to stop whatever is coming at the city. Happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel Ken, signing out.